Okay, today I want to talk about another NPM tip for you. There's an NPM package called DEBUG, which works a lot better than console.log. If you're writing your script files and you're using console.log, it's great for debugging in the terminal as you're doing some development work, but as soon as you're getting close to really testing the features that you're building, you're not going to want to have to comment out your console log statements. You're not going to want to have to go in and put if statements around console log statements to decide whether or not you want them to appear. So this NPM package called DEBUG, let's install that right now. So we're going to say npm install DEBUG. There we go. So we've downloaded that. Our package.json file that we had inside of here. This is from the last NPM video that I did on pre and post. Inside of dependencies, we now have one called debug, version 4.1.1. Okay, great. So we have this package installed locally. That means we've got the node modules folder. And what I want to do is I'm going to build a simple script here called main.js just to show you how it works. So we'll say touch main.js, that will create the file, and we want to open it in VS Code. So we'll say code main.js. There we go. So it's created for us. Here's the file. Now, typically, you're going to be doing something like this, and you'll have some value, some variable, whatever you want. Now, this is always going to appear. But what we want to do is we want to include that debug package. So we'll say const debug. This is going to be the variable that holds the package. And we're going to require debug. And then there's one more set of brackets. So inside of debug, this is going to have a default module, which is a function. And we want to pass in a name to that. So this is going to create the function. And then we're going to pass in a name. And we're going to call it app. You can call it anything you want. If you want to call it Steve, go right ahead. Whatever you want to call it, just as long as you've got some sort of value here. That's the important part. Now, in my code, I'm going to, well, actually, I'll leave that there so we can see that it appears sometimes and other times it doesn't. Whenever I want to write out a message, this is going to work the same way as console.log. There we go, just so we have something written. Now what's going to happen when I run this, console.log is always going to appear, but the debug statements, they're going to console.log, but only if we tell it that, hey, we're in debug mode. We're going to create an environmental variable called debug and assign the value that we put right here. And if it's got that value set up when we run node, then it's going to write out the debug statements. So let's clear this out and do our typical launch. There we go. And I'm getting just that console.log one. And just to prove that that's the one, make it easier to see. There we go. Through the console. That's the one that's coming up. Now with debug, what I'm going to do is we will say debug equals Steve. And actually, sorry, we don't need the and here. Node main.js. So this is going to create, if it doesn't already exist, the environmental variable debug. It's going to assign the value Steve to that, and then it's going to use node to run main.js. And there we go. So there's our label. Here's our message. And at the end here, we also get this cool little feature where every time I do a debug, it's going to tell me how long it took to get from this one to the next one. So if I have a loop, here, let's say we'll create an array. And we'll fill it all with the number 1, 2, 3. Starting at position 0, going to 10,000. So that's going to create an array with 10,000 things inside of it. Array.forEach, or here, let's use map. Let arr2 equals array.map, and item and we're going to return item times 10. Okay, so we're just building an array of 10,000 items. We're looping through the 10,000 items, putting a new value inside of there. Not very useful, but it's just going to give us a little bit of time elapsed. So this will be after the loop. There we go. Now if I run this again with the debug added in there, so I'm going to see the two debug statements. There we go. So from here to here, it took 2 milliseconds. All right, so that is the debug. And as you can see, it's a lot better than having a console.log statement, because that's always going to appear. But the debug statement, if you're using that debug package, if all I do is node and run my file, nothing's coming up. But if we do the debug, then we see the messages. So, great way to debug things, have values showing up without having to always have them there or build conditions into your code. This is doing that for you. All right, so I hope that helps you out. Have fun with that. And as always, thanks for watching.